Hello world and welcome to another video. In this we'll calculate factorial of a number. But before we start to code, let us check the concept behind it. So let's say we want to calculate 5 factorial. So 5 factorial we all know is 120. How do we calculate it? It is 5 into 4 into 3 into 2 into 1. So that's 120. So we have to go all the way from 5 to 1 and only then we'll be able to get the product and the factorial. So let's say we'll multiply 5 with some value initially and store it somewhere. So let's say multiplying 5 with some variable or some value, and we will get some value over here, and then we have to do the same with multiplying that value with 4 as well as 3, 2 and 1. So this is just to understand how things are working. Let's go ahead and see. So we all know 5 factorial is 120, so the product over here we'll be getting is 120. So 1 into, like, that means 5 into 4 into 3 into some values into some value over here into 1 will give us 120. But 1 into some value is 120. So what will be this sum value over here? So yeah, of course it will be 120. So yes, so 1 into 120 is 120. So this 120, where are we getting it from? We are getting it from 2 into something is 120. So 2 into some value is 120. So what will be this sum value? Yeah, if you said 60, it's correct. So it will be 60. So this 60 we are getting it from here. So again, so 3 into 20 will be 60. So, and this 20 we are getting it from this 20 over here, which is 4 into 5. And just think, we are getting this 5 from where? So we are getting this 5 from here. When we multiply 5 into something, that gives us 5. So what will be this something? So this something will be obviously 1, because 5 into 1 will be 5. Okay, so we got to know this something is 1. Excellent. Now let's store it into some variable. So let's call that variable is fact and initialize its value to 1. And just replace this with fact as well. So 5 into fact, the value is 1 over here, is 5. Excellent. So let us store this 5 also, because we are going to later use it over here. So we cannot use the hard-coded value 5 directly. So let us store this into the same variable called as fact. So 5 into 1 gives us 5. That 5 I can use here. So the value of fact over here is 5. That value I can use it over here. So 4 into fact, this value over here is 5, which gives me 5, which gives me fact. We are storing it into fact as well. And this value becomes 20 now, because 4 into 5 is 20. Similarly, I can use it for other values over here as well. And yes, so 1 into fact is fact, so which is 120 now. So this is the approach we are going to go with. So the thing over here is fact, everywhere the steps are quite same. Just we have to reduce this by 1. So 5 into 4 into 3 into 2 into 1. So we are going to just use a loop over here. Let's begin to. So after we have understood the concept, let's start with coding. So into task, I will have a new file over here and I will just name it as 6_fact.py. Okay. Now first thing I would do is I would just do print fact. So I know this variable is not defined now. So let's try to define this variable. So this will be into some number. So fact is equals to fact into some number, right? Like we have seen in the PPT. So we have to just reduce this number by 1. So we have to define two things now. One is the fact and one is the number. So let's say the number we are taking is 5. Let's work with that because we know the answer. It's 5. And the value of fact is, initial value is 1. So now we'll just apply a for loop over here. So for, and we'll just use this num. Okay, so I'll just write number and I can just write for num in range. So let's start with 5. So we want to start with 5 and we want to go down till 0 or 1. Okay, we could go to 0 because it will take the value of 1. So stop. And we have to give a negative indexing of 1. Why? Because it won't go 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. It will go 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So if we want to change the iteration, to -1. That means we have to reduce this from 5 to 4, 3 to 1. So we have to just give -1 over here. If you have seen the list video also, we have done the same thing. And let's save this because we have to indent this. This has to work inside this. Okay, excellent. Now just save this and right click over here on this file and open in terminal. Let's check whether this works or not. Pi space 6 and tab key. Okay, so it gives 120 to us. So once you know the concept, it's easy. You can write error-free codes, so there won't be any error over here. And you can now change this number and check. So if you just want 6, so what will be the answer? Okay, guess, should it be 120 or 720? Oops, it is giving us 120 only. Why? Because now we want to change this to this number variable that we are taking from the user, or we are predefining it. Okay, so let's run this. So we are getting 720 over here, which is fine. So now your task is you have to write a function to this. Write a function, take the write a function called as is factorial, or the factorial of the number, and insert the number as the parameter or the argument into it, and you should get the answer back. Okay, do that, and if you have any doubts, write into the comment section below. See you soon in the next video. Do like, share, subscribe to the channel. Thank you so much.